One, two, three. Welcome, everybody. Mentor Monday. It's 2 days to finish this month. Today is May 30th. And today's segment is Women Empowering the World, because it's always the last Monday of the month that we want to focus on women empowering women, but we changed it to women empowering the world because there's a lot of men in this meeting as well. If you're watching the recorded video of this training, please don't forget that every single Monday we come together for mentoring call, for training, for question and answer period. Today is question and answer. You get to ask our amazing mentor in Platinum, Daughtrey, almost anything you want. I mean, you can ask her anything, but I'll monitor the questions, obviously. And so you can ask on the chat, you can ask live. I'm not going to take the mic, so you can open your mic or raise your hand. And I know there's things you want to know about how to get to Platinum, how you can get a team of 2 million people. How do you not give up? Like, there's so many questions. I want you to prepare. And Gabie is going to be answering us. So in the meantime, I just want to ask Gabie to say a quick hello, and then we start question and answer. And anybody that has one raises their hand. If not, I'll start asking questions for Gabie. Gabie, say hello to your team.
Good morning here in California. It might be good afternoon or good evening, depending on where you are. But it is the second to last day of the month. And I believe in here in the States, we do have, the company puts a few promotions on. So today and tomorrow being the last day of the month would be a good time to push for those additional LP. And that's the whole reason why the company does this. Anyhow, gosh, I cannot believe it's going to be June in a few days. We're halfway through the year. And guess what? October is coming up pretty fast. And October being that we're going to have our international convention in Salt Lake City, Utah. So just know that that is one convention you must attend. It's been, last year we didn't have convention due to COVID. We had a virtual convention, which was very nice. But there's no substitute in being present at this international convention in Salt Lake City, Utah. And you can take advantage of going to corporate where our products are manufactured. And that in itself is an experience. So I highly recommend that you attend convention. It's a 3-day event, and also go to corporate where our products are made. So anyhow, Claudia, go ahead.
I have lots of questions because I know Gabie for many years now, and not only I know Gabie, I have access to Gabie and Dave, and I never run out of questions to ask them, always. So I've chosen some that I already know and that I like, but before I start my interview to Gabie, I want to see if anybody has, like, they're itching to ask her something, and it can be anything. It can be a recipe, it can be what's her favorite color, it can be, anything about her family and Dave. It can be something personal, not too personal, but it can be about business. It can be about women, like being a woman in a networking world, being the wife of the greatest and most applauded leader in our company. It can be a lot because she has done the business with him, but she has also done the business as the wife of a networker. So you can ask that. Maybe your husband doesn't support your business. How do you get your partner or wife to support your business? Why did she believe in Dave when Dave had nothing? How do you get your family to believe in you? There's just so many questions. So I've given you some tidbits. Does anybody want to start, or should I start to get the motors going? What do you think? What do you think? Fancy, should I start? Do you want to start? What do we do?
Start us off, Claudia.
It's already almost 20 after.
Yeah, I'll start then. And so my first question, I have a couple of them. She mentioned Utah. I have something about that, but I want to do the first one in basic, which is why, Gabie, why do you believe that network marketing is a great business for women?
Well, it's simple. I mean, before I was in network marketing, I knew so many people that were in network marketing, whether it was Amway, Mary Kay, and in a way, Avon is kind of the same, but they're not really, I'm not sure. I really didn't see Avon as network marketing, but it did. My mom sold Avon and she made a little bit of money, just a little bit, you know, just enough for her to buy herself Avon. But I did know of many people that did network marketing when I used to work at the optical that were basically, they drove nice cars, they lived in nice homes. But I wasn't, how can I say, totally, it's like you have to know people, you know, I felt you had to know people to be able to succeed, but that's not the case. You know, now that I know what I know, you don't need to know people to, I mean, you don't need to have like a congregation of church people, priest type thing to build this business. Claudia, you're my friend. I may have 10 friends here in San Diego. Maybe I have more, but I'm just giving you an example. But you know people, and Bamsi, you know people, and all of you know people. So that's what we call our network, you know? Through you, we can build together. You know, I mean, I have this amazing product I've been using. It's called a transfer factor, and basically it's changed my life from the time I started taking it the first month. And I want everyone to enjoy the benefits of having a healthier life, or having my immune system, you know, function the way, you know, healthy. I mean, who wouldn't want that for their friends, relatives, and loved ones? I mean, I'm the first to say that this product has changed my life in more than just my health. It's changed my life in every aspect. I mean, and not only am I healthier, or I feel healthier, and the benefits of every product we have, but also I've gotten to know many, many, many people all over the world. And every time I see them, it's like we're now family. You know, so I have an international family, and we're going on this incentive trip on Saturday with the company. It's an incentive trip that's for golds and platinums that basically have qualified every. Basically, you qualify for these trips, and it's a very, very luxurious trip. I mean, if you've gone in the Great Escapes, this is like 10 times better. And we get to go with our founders, David and Bianca Lisenby, our CEO and president, Danny Lee. We get to go with corporate staff. And believe me, when you're at that level, you don't annoy, I don't want to say annoy, because I'm telling you, every time the David and Bianca Lisenby go out on the floor at convention, I don't know if people realize that they're like celebrities, right? David and Bianca. But people really, they're not, how can I say, they love our founders so much that there's a stampede, okay? There's a stampede, and it's dangerous. It really is dangerous. So in these events, in these trips we take, we don't do stampedes, okay? We have our moment to take pictures with them. At that level, you've made it. And that's where we all want you to go. We all want you to enjoy these trips. We all want you to benefit from living a life that you only probably see on TV. Obviously, you know, you have to work at it every day, even if you are a qualified gold and a qualified platinum, every day, okay? Because as we all know, people stop buying, people stop qualifying, and we have to find new people or reactivate our inactive affiliates. And our inactive affiliates know the quality of our products. We just have to remind them, okay? Remind them that, hey, we have this special product special. You know how, important these products are and the value of them. So this is the time to buy. All right, Claudia, did I answer your question?
You did it a lot more. So I made more notes for more questions. Like I said, I just don't want to be the one that always asks the questions because I have access to her, people. I can call her anytime. You probably don't. And I want you to take advantage of these moments. So the next one I had, you opened room for another one, but I'm trying to keep myself in order. I get very excited, you always told me, I want the group to picture this. Dave is the one that goes and does the meeting. Oh, okay, Susie, I'm gonna let you go because I have my question, so I can always go back to mine. So Susie, you go. Susie from Belize, you have the floor. You can take off your mic. Susie, you can take off. There you go.
Hello, good morning from Belize.
Go ahead,
Hello.
Susie, we hear you. Yeah, you're loud and clear. You can ask Gabby your question.
Okay. Oh, hello, Miss Gabby. I'm very glad to see you here this morning. I have a quick question in short words. I know you've said it already in the question, you have answered in the question before, but I'm going to share this recording with a lot of women out here. And if they would ask me, why should a woman do network marketing with our company? In short words, what would you tell them? Because sometimes they doubt, they think it's not legit. What would you say?
Why would anyone join our company? Well, first of all,
Gabby, sorry, she's specific to women though. She said, why would a woman? Susie, what was it? Why should a woman or why would a woman join our company? So why would anyone, but specific to women, Gabby?
well, first of all, we're very social people. Yesterday, I got out of the car to go into the grocery store to get my daughter's cake. And there was a guy putting groceries in his car. I mean, he was putting like a bunch of tortillas. Tortillas is like something we eat with food. It's like I don't know, in your country, in Africa, I'm not sure if you use tortillas, but anyway, and first thing I said to the guy is, wow, you're having a big party, We're not afraid to, at least me, and I know a lot of women aren't, we're not afraid to just be friendly to people. It's so easy for us women because, when we have children or we're at an event, we're not afraid to just make friends, make small talk. If someone's sitting next to me at an event, I'll be talking to them like I've known them forever. And I think that this is a great business for that. If you learn to apply your friendliness to link to your business, like I'll be the first to carry my Rio Vida sticks everywhere I go, because I like to sweeten my water when I get it at the restaurant. If I go do a lunch meeting or just go with my family to eat, and I'll share my samples with people. This is why this business is a social business. It's a business where you want to basically, our products are amazing, so you want to share them. I don't believe I've ever met anyone that doesn't want the best for everyone around them. And this is why our company's excellent in that aspect. Whether it's a stranger, whether it's my mom, I'm the first to basically share. And let me tell you a quick story with that in mind. I attend gem fairs because I like to make jewelry. I like to buy jewelry. I like to see jewelry. And we have them every 3 months here in San Diego. And I befriended this lady I always buy my jewelry from. As a matter of fact, these earrings, I made them. I gave them to Claudia, but I made these earrings. They're crystal. They're real crystal. So, I mean, I I make stuff like this, and people don't believe me, but oh well, you know, that's up to them. But there's this lady, her name is Fanny, and she's Chinese, and I've known her for probably 6 years. And every time I go, I take her a sample of something, of our products, whether it's our lotion, our energy, our protein. I'm always, you know, she knows a lot of people. So this last meeting, I went to the Gem Fair about 3 weeks ago. I took some protein bars to her, and because she also gives me a little gift too. This time she gave me a little pendant. It's beautiful. I mean, it's got these gems on it. It's really pretty. And it was also because it was Mother's Day. I don't know. She's always very thoughtful too. And we're like good friends too. So I befriended her. She's my friend. And she says, Gabby, I want to buy 5 boxes of your protein. And this is the first time she's ever asked me or told me she wants to buy these boxes, right? But you see, I've been talking to her. I'm her friend now. She trusts me. I buy stuff from her. Now she feels she wants to give me the business too. So I'm supposed to send her on my app. I'm supposed to send her a shopping cart. So through that app, she can buy, you know, which is what I'm going to do today. Another lady yesterday at church, I hadn't seen her in a while, but yesterday she sat behind me and she was telling me how she's got this chronic cough that just won't go away after COVID. And she's had vaccines too. She has COVID vaccine, a couple of them. And I said, you know what? Her name is Coco. And I said, Coco, I have something for that. Every time I meet somebody, I always say, I have something for that. And I do. I mean, I think we all do. With our products, I cannot just shut my mouth and say, oh, you poor thing, you know, I hope you get better. Because even though I know this lady, I see her occasionally at church, and I told her, I do have something for that. It's a lung product. It's very beneficial for, basically, it's a targeted product for your lungs. And believe me, I would recommend you use it for at least 90 days for you to see the full effect of the product. And she's like, okay, I want to go after church to your house, because I'm tired of coughing. And it's so embarrassing when I go to the store and I start coughing and coughing and coughing, because people think that I have probably COVID and they look at me funny. And I'm like, well, I know. So just come to the house, and I have a few bottles at the house. So when she came over, she also started telling me, I need something for my gut. I need this, I need that. I'm so stressed. And I got something for that. I got something for that. So, I mean, geez, you know, she left with at least 4 products, okay? Because she trusted me again enough to tell me all her situation, even though we're not best friends. But, you know, I did give her at first some samples of the probiotic. But she goes, you know what, just give me 2 boxes like you recommended. I recommended her take 1 every day the first month. So she needs 2 boxes, and then 1 every other day the next month. And she goes, just give me the 2 boxes. And she goes, well, and she was telling me about her stress level. And I go, okay, I got something for that. So I gave her a few samples of our lotion. I have little bottles I put our lotion in, and some aqua samples. So, you know, I prepped her for something that she may need also for her skin. I mean, I'm very observant of people when I see them. When I see their skin, I see their hair, I'm very observant, but I don't like say, oh my gosh, you got scaly skin. I said, you know what, I'm gonna give you a sample of some of our skin care, and you're gonna love it, okay? You're gonna love it because you're gonna see a drastic difference in your skin. And I also tell them you need to exfoliate. So we got, you know, our aqua mask, you know, anyway, is it the volcanic? I got confused with the spa. It's the volcanic mask, right? our Aqualine has. Anyway, that exfoliates. If you use it every week, it exfoliates really nice. And you take a loofah, gently just put it on your hand or your face or wherever. Well, not a loofah. I wouldn't use a loofah on my face, but just, you know, applying it with the brush gently and taking it off with a washcloth, circular motions, with the same pressure you would use on a balloon. That's what I tell people. In other words, you don't want to pop the balloon, you want to just gently exfoliate. Anyway, I think I went further than your question, but does that answer your question, Susie?
While we get Susie back, I like where you're going, and yes, she said yes. I love where you're going, and you can extend yourself as much, because that's when we get all those like real life tips. And so going back to before anybody else, yeah, she said even more. That's good. So Bansi, start getting your question ready. Now, the next question I have is, I was going with another one, but now I got excited about this one. So you start meeting all these people, especially the ladies, and they have tried, because you talk a lot and you meet people everywhere. Like you said, this is such a social business. Oh, you're having a big party. Oh, this and that, right? So a couple of questions here. The first one is, a lot of these ladies have already tried another MLM and they haven't made a lot of money. They might even still be in the MLM, just like you said. Let's picture your mom. She's been in Avon for 20 years. She's making enough to buy her Avon. And you know what? She's happy. But now you come and you have this amazing opportunity that can not only give her to make enough money to buy her makeup, but can give her enough money that she can substantially change her life by having enough now to pay the bills, to maybe get a car, or maybe to get, you know, the house payment every month done. You know, like we're talking a big jump from just buying some lipstick to now paying off your credit card debt, right? So, but it's like when you've been burning your heart, you know, let's talk women, you know, how do you trust again? So you've met women from Asia, you've met women from Africa, you've met women from Latin America, you've met American woman from North America, and Australia, woman from Australia, pretty much women everywhere in the world. How would you tell them, or how have you told them, you can trust me, and you can trust me that this is not only going to be enough money for a lipstick. You can trust me that you can make enough money that you will change your family's life. Like, how do you get them to trust you?
Well, obviously, you know, when I go do meetings at other places with Dave, other countries, obviously it's posted on social media for our affiliates that already are affiliates there. But for those people that don't know who I am, even here in the States, you know, I could walk in a meeting with, let's say I walk into a, gosh, what MLM companies down here? Anyway, I don't believe any other network marketing company knows my level of, you know, rank in For Life. But it's basically how you come across, you know, with the knowledge you have. You know, when I talk about transfer factor, I don't know the ingredients of our product. I'm sure a lot of you do, but I don't. All I can tell you is my testimony on how it works and why I'm taking it and what changes. I mean, how come I love it? And I think that's probably more than, I mean, obviously, if you can tell me the ingredients and what every ingredient does, but I think your testimony on how it's changed your life, I can just say that, hey, you know, my husband took it when we first joined For Life. The first month, he started feeling better. And my daughter took it when we acquired a bottle, and Dave and her shared it. They both shared a bottle of classic transfer factor in 1 month. You know, they would take one every day, and Diana would take one every other day. And within that first month, we could see a drastic difference in their health. Sorry. And we're talking about a product. We're talking about a condition like Crohn's. We're talking about a condition like asthma. Two different, I guess, two different conditions. But transfer factor, basically, bottom line is it works with our immune system. So, I mean, if that's not testimony enough, what is? That's why it's so important to share our personal testimonies, you know, face to face. Obviously, we can't put it on social media. We used to be able to, you know, when we first started in For Life, we used to have these meetings. A regional company would come down, or we'd meet somewhere in another state with our, what we call regionals. And we used to sit around with the owners, and we talk about what transfer factor has done for us. It was amazing back then. And we can still do it. We just can't broadcast it, but it's for our own safety. It's for, I mean, geez, can you imagine if the FDA wanted to shut us down because we have a product that actually helps our immune system? Actually, Big Pharma doesn't want that. So that's why we don't do it. So what was the other question? I'm sorry, did I?
No, you're doing great, because it was how to get people to trust you, and what I wanted to, because this is our international meeting, sometimes it may be easy. I am Spanish, so I can get Spanish people to trust me, but we are in the global world, and so you did it fine, which is, you know, women from 5 different continents. Every month, not now, but before pandemic, you would travel to a different country, and with the same grace and, you know, just leadership, both you and Dave, because like I said, Dave is with a lot of the man and woman. Gabby's always with the ladies, making sure that everything is, you know, taken care of. So I wanted to know what you have learned in all the 5 continents, because Asian ladies are different than Latino ladies. I always say African and Latino people are very similar, but we're still different. So you did that, but I have more. I have a lot more, but I want to ask Ansi to see if she's got her question ready, and then I can jump to somebody else if you have a question for Gabie. There's Bansi trying to take off her mute. There you go.
My question, Gabie, is what best advice would you give to someone, a woman, balancing family, career, and For Life business?
Well, I've done it. You know, it's okay to delegate, okay? It's okay to delegate, and to be able to trust other people to help you run your business. You have to have a circle of affiliates. Like one of my right hands is Claudia, you know, and a lot of times I've had to ask her, can you please make sure that the calendar is updated on our website? Can you please do this? Can you please do that? And there's other affiliates that I basically, we Marcela's another one. In order to balance, and you have a big team like we have, we do have to work together. It doesn't matter what team you're on. I mean, Claudia, are you on the same team as Marcela? Are you on the same, you're not on the same leg. So we have to work together. And obviously, you know, I do have, I am blessed to have, you know, and then Claudia delegates to other people as well. Because I always used to tell Claudia, okay, Claudia, you're doing too much. Why don't you find someone you can trust and delegate that responsibility? And yes, there was affiliates that would drop the ball and not do it. Like, okay, that's fine. You're not paying them. So find someone that wants to work with us. Find someone that wants to build with us. Because we have to be a team. We can't just do it on our own. Gabe and I did not get to platinum by ourselves, okay? I want to make sure you know that. It takes a team of people. I mean, if it weren't for Dr. Gina, we probably wouldn't be in Africa anymore. So we delegate Africa to Dr. Regina, you know, because obviously it's such a far place to basically manage. I mean, you have no idea the hardships that we've endured because we trust people. And sometimes those people are not honest. So we also have to trust our affiliates. We have to basically delegate our business, your business as well, because Claudia has obviously her own for life position, which she is basically, that's her business. So, you know, sometimes we do have LP centers. We put those LP centers there because we want other people to benefit from being able to acquire the product in their country before the company comes in and takes over. And most of all the corporate offices we do have, we started them with our own money. And now they're corporate, you know, there's a corporate presence there. So, I mean, it's been a long journey. It's been 23 years of, you know, mistakes, of success, of, you know, of working with our affiliates. They had their ups, their downs. And, you know, it's been very rewarding though, overall, very rewarding. And, you know, that's why it's been 23 years. Would we change anything? We probably would, but you know, overall, I believe that 25 offices with basically, it's impressive. It's impressive what a team, because we didn't do it by ourselves, what a team of people working together can achieve in 23 years. Do we want to be bigger as a company, as our teams? Yes, we do. But, you know, we'll get there eventually. But anyhow, Vance, I'm not sure if that answered your question completely.
You did, Gabie. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I'm going to open the mic for anyone that has a question that has written it down. I want to see if maybe Jessie has a question for Gabie, and like Jessie also has full access to Gabie, but maybe she wants to point out a question that people may have in their mind and that they don't ask, or that they always ask. Maybe it can be one that you always ask too. So, oh, Jessie, do you have a question for Gabie? I have like 3 more. I have a list, but I want to give you know, room to this audio to have more people talking. Maybe Dr. Regina has a question for Gabie that he has never asked her. Dr. Regina, do you have a question for Gabie? It's question and answer period.
You know, let me just add to something here. When I told you the story about the 2 customers I got, because I have been throughout the years been talking about our products or been giving samples out. One of them I never gave samples to. One of them I did. So if you don't have samples, they're not necessary, okay? That's why if we use our smartphone and send information, that's just as good as a sample. And you know, with Fanny, she loved our protein bars, and she's one of these ladies that she sells jewelry, okay? And her mom actually has a jewelry store in Los Angeles. They sell gold, and they sell a lot of the jewelry I buy for, it's like genuine stones. Gosh, I wish I would have brought a necklace down. But it's just beautiful stuff. It's not gold, but it's silver, and then it's dipped in gold. But the gems are beautiful. You know, the gems are beautiful. They're gosh, I forgot what I call them sometimes. But anyway, all the jewelry I buy from Fanny, I wear to convention, most of it. But I also give it to Bianca Lisenby. I sometimes buy, and her necklaces run me about $400 or $500. That's how much, and she gives me a discount. So I mean, I'm giving Bianca something very nice. Bianca, our founder. So this trip we're going on Saturday with the company. It's our Great Escape, or our Platinum Pinnacle. I have a variety of rings that I bought, beautiful rings. But different sizes. So I'm gonna have her pick one and see, but they're like rubies, they're sapphires, they're beautiful. So anyways, I just wanted to say that, I got, after so many years of basically talking about our business to these ladies, they finally just said, you know what, I love this product, I'm gonna go ahead and buy it from you, because it's something that they can, get to their doorstep. She doesn't have to buy it from me every time she sees me every 3 months. She can get it every month. So keep talking to your people about For Life product opportunity. Eventually, they will want more information or want to buy a product, but just keep talking to them. So anyhow, Claudia, we have another question.
I love that. And the next question I had, and if anybody wants to raise their hand or put the question in their chat, now I want to know a little bit about, and here, it might be a long time ago, but I know you have good memory. And it was when Dave and you started For Life so long ago. What was the first trip, or what was the first country that you traveled to open internationally? And it may be a double question, because it may be that Dave traveled first and kind of like closed the deal, and then you guys started traveling more so that you could train more. And I know a lot of the times as a woman, you had to stay because the babies were small. So you can tell us the version that, we'll have Dave ask, question and answer soon. But I want to know, like, what was happening with Gabie and the babies? Like, Dave is up there. What was the first country that he started traveling a lot to? And I guess the second question is, did you have to stay home with the babies? And just, at that time, I don't even think you had like WhatsApp or anything. There was not even Facebook at that time. So how did you communicate with him? And then when you traveled, did you like take the babies and all of the family was there for a week, or were you there for a month? Because that's the sacrifice that the planners had to pay that people don't know. Like, what happened with those babies? And to build that team of people, and I know it was New Zealand, but I don't know if there's another country that is even more exciting. It doesn't have to be the first one. It has to be the first one that kind of marked your story, where you said, wow, this is starting to work. We're building somebody, and they're going down, and you have to travel a lot. Like now is Africa, or in the past few years, but at the beginning when the babies were small. And how old were the babies?
Well, obviously, you're right. New Zealand was the first country that For Life opened internationally, other than the US. And only because Dave had found a distributor, Barry Blake, that basically joined the company. Barry's been with us that long. You can't believe it. But I did not travel with Dave in the beginning. First of all, it's expensive to travel, okay? Dave always used to travel in the beginning without me and the kids. I believe the first trip we took internationally was to Puerto Rico. And that's when we only had Brandon at the time, and the other kids were in school, so they didn't go with us. But at the time, my mom still had her job, so there was no one to take care of Brandon. So we had to take him with us. So this was back when he was working with Herminio and Juan Rosado and Herminio Nevares. We also know him as Dr. Herminio Nevares. And Dave would travel every month to Puerto Rico. And finally, I went with him when we still just had Brandon as a baby. And we met Yadira, Herminio's wife, and they have 3 children about the age of our children. So, we related as women to one another. And at first, Yadira would tell me everything about, Herminio being in Amway before, and how she disliked network marketing, and, all the things that our husbands have done and failed at. Well, her husband hadn't failed at it, but he wasn't top ranked distributor, in Amway. but she said, I'm done with network marketing, but the only reason we talked to Dave is because we liked Dave. We liked him from the time we first started talking to him. And, my husband, he's a vet, and he's a successful vet. We make enough money, so we really don't need this business. And I'm like, well, I don't know about network marketing because it's my first one, but believe me, I feel like this company is going to be big. And so let's, every time I'd see Yadira, we'd go, the guys would go do their meetings and we'd go do something else. Because obviously, you can't take a baby to a meeting, okay? But Dave would always find a way to take me afterwards to Puerto Rico, and we go sightseeing with them. So you don't see our affiliates that we meet from around the world and just do the meeting and go to your hotel room. We're like family again, we're part of, we go sightseeing with them, we get to know them. And after a while, it's like, gosh, you're like my brother or my sister or my cousin or whoever, we have this relationship that it's like forever, we're part of this movement, we're part of this company that we're going to change the world together. And in a way, it's like that. So what was the other question?
No, you're going right. You're telling a beautiful story, and that's what I love when you start talking like that. And then Susie says, is that Yadira Olivo? So I said, yes, that is Yadira Olivo. I just want to make a little note because a lot of you are newer than this time, and that's why I want you to know the background. So Yadira and Dr. Herminio were married. They're not anymore, but they each hold a title. So they're both Platinum Internationals, and so that's the beauty of it, that Yadira wasn't too sure about it. I don't know if Gabie was too sure about Dave, and I guess that could be our next question, which is like, okay, so you said Yadira, she was like, okay, he wasn't like top notch at Amway, but I like Dave, and so we're willing to give it a try. Now Dave is traveling every month, and I want to make sure people always ask this question out of their pocket. Like, For Life is not really paying these trips. Like, they're getting the money and getting the money from building and building, but a lot of it hadn't been built yet. They didn't have the check that they have now. It was by faith in Dave's experience and Dave's knowledge that he would make it work. Like, he's like, I'm going to put all of it on this one. I trust him. I trust that he knows what to do. And so I had another one, but right now this one I think is going to be more interesting, which is, so you traveled to Puerto Rico. We now know that Brandon was a baby. The other two, for those of you that don't know, they have 5 children. So she said the other, that means 3 were in school and 1 was a baby, and now they have another one that is younger. So at that time they were traveling with one. Gabie starts going to Puerto Rico. It's a little bit closer. It's still the Americas. We're not talking New Zealand. And how did you know in your heart when you married Dave? Dave says to us all the time, he had nothing to even sleep on. Like, he had and I know it looks a little different because in North America, I mean, when we say poor in Africa, it's very different than when we say poor in America. But he shows us the house, and people would love a house like that in Latin America or Africa. But for North America, that's not the standard of living. He said they'd sell drugs where he, in the neighborhood, the door was about to fall off. There were gunshots, there was a drug dealer next door to him. So he tells us that story. And then he meets Gabie. And what I want to know is, how did you believe that Gabie was the one that had the job, the car, the houses? How did you believe that this man could do what he was going to do? And that's because it joins my question, which is, how do you get your partner to believe in you? So for those of you, ladies and gentlemen, that may have a wife that is not supporting you, that may have a husband that says, don't try again, don't do it again, like Yadira did with Dr. Herminio, why did you believe, how can you advise the ladies and gentlemen in this meeting to either believe in their partner, or how to get that partner to believe? Because it's always about, I don't have an issue. I love that my partner, I married him. I'm like, hey, for life is already in my life. You're the one coming in my life. But for those of you that are trying to convince, your partners, I think Dave probably had to convince you, hey, I have nothing, but I'm going to give you everything. Gabie, I'm going to give you the world, but look at my pockets. I got nothing. And you have to pay the first date because I have nothing, but I'm going to make it. What was going through Gabie's mind? A professional, successful lady marrying this poor guy. How did you believe in him?
Well, from the first moment I met him and I was adjusting his eyeglasses and all that, he was very good at explaining things. He was very knowledgeable about most every subject I would talk to him about, except eyeglasses. But gosh, I have so many thoughts going through my head, I don't know which one to go with. But when my coworkers would hear him talk, and then they would see the car he was driving, they would think, they thought I was nuts. I'm like, why are you getting involved with this guy? They would, my boss would tell him, unless you're here buying glasses, then you're not. And he was being kind of rude, but nice at the same time. Because if you're going to come in here, you better have money in your pocket. And I would tell my friend, my coworker, well, my boss at the time, because I was the co-manager, he was the manager. I'd say, hey, leave us alone. But yeah, Dave did not have much in the beginning, but it was explainable, okay? It was very explainable. He basically was starting over from zero, but he did have many network marketing companies pursue him, all right? So that tells me that he does know what he's doing. He does know what he's saying. And just, I have a good, how can I say, I can read people very good. And Claudia, you know that. If I tell you I don't like that person, it's because I'm right. Or if I tell you that person is going to be really good in our business, But anyway, I think as women, we have that intuition. All right. I think as women, we have that intuition. And I believe it's a God-given intuition because we're protective. We're the protectors of our home, of our family, of us, of ourselves. So I do believe that we're all gifted. All of us are, but as women, we're more. But anyways, I forgot where I was going.
Oh, you've answered it, which is, how did you believe in him? And so you answered it. And I have one from Jesse, because you did answer me, which it was just you knew that. I mean, it's just to summarize, you just trust your gut, right? You just trust that that person is not, I mean, this person was going to be her husband, and she still didn't know that, but she trusted him first to be the man that was going to be her husband, and second, to be the man that was, going to do what he did, which is bring her to be the team that has the highest number of millionaires in this company, and so much more that they still have to work for life. But I want to close with Jesse, and I want to see if I understand the question, Jesse. I hope I do, because it's directly to Gabie, and it says, on behalf of Africa affiliates, it's in the chat, Gabie. So on behalf of Africa affiliates, what business volume from Kenya would inspire you to pack your bags and come to be part of our recognition ceremony as our chief guest during our Woman Empowering Woman? So what volume from Kenya? And I think the question is for you, but I think she wants to plant that you're going to Kenya, girl, but these people need to move. So what do they need to move? What is the volume to get you to Africa? Kids or no kids? How do you go to Africa? What's the volume at Gabie?
Well, first of all, because of COVID, I am not vaccinated. So if you require vaccinations in your country, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to get a vaccine just to go to your country. I am that much of a believer in it. But that's the main reason why we haven't really traveled in the year and a half that COVID's been going around. And I believe it's political, it's a political thing. But the first trip we were going to be taking here is going to be next week in June. We're going to Kabul. But I would first like to see this room filled, this Zoom room filled, okay, with our affiliates from Africa. That's first and foremost. Let's get as many people on these Zoom calls before I even tell you the volume that we need to attend an Africa.
What is filled? That's a really good start, you see? So, again, what, interpretation, Bansi would tell you that a word can change everything, right, Bansi? I would like to see this room filled. What does filled mean? Because filled for some people it can fill my screen and it can be 50 people or,
This has a capacity of 500 people. Okay, we can use that room. I mean, I've been in Zoom rooms where there's 500, and that's in the Philippines. And I had no idea I was a guest speaker. It was announced that I was a guest speaker at that event. This was about a year ago. And I didn't know I was a guest speaker. But Dave and I were doing a meeting, and all of a sudden they announced me as a guest speaker. I'm like, oh, wow. There was like 500 people on. And the Philippines they're amazing. I mean, every country is amazing. You're amazing, wherever, Africa and wherever other country. I believe every affiliate contributes to the business because we're all affiliates. Your business, I'm here to help you with your business. But yes, Jesse, first and foremost, let's get as many people on these calls as possible. As far as the volume goes, just keep working every day. Like I always say, and I think I say this at every meeting, talk to a minimum of 3 people, even if it is through social media, okay? Even if it is, like right now I'm drinking water with, let me see, diatomaceous earth. And you know why I'm drinking water with diatomaceous earth? Because it is basically it says diatomaceous earth on an empty stomach. We recommend starting small and slowly working your way to a higher dose. So basically diatomaceous earth is basically very beneficial for your hair, skin, nails. And it's good for teeth, brushing your teeth, for your skin exfoliating. I mean, that's another meeting we're gonna have because if you don't know what diatomaceous earth, it's basically fossilized. It's a fossilized, they're like little animals that basically are in the water. But this is food grade, by the way. This is food grade. They're like basically skeletal remains of little creatures that are good. They're good for a lot of reasons. And that's, like I said, another meeting. But Jesse, we would love to come to Kenya, but let's fill this room up first and then we'll talk. And you know what? I'm very, very proud of Jessie because she is very influential, especially with our skincare line. And obviously Dr. Gina, he's very, very good. I mean, people really, I have nothing but good things to say about all our affiliates, but mainly our biggest leaders, in Africa. And they really, really, I just want all of us to keep growing wherever you are in your country, because this opportunity is real. This opportunity is life-changing. So anyhow, go ahead, Claudia.
No, that was a great closing. There is no one better than Gabie to tell us that this opportunity is real. The check is there, you know, they already are platinums, they already have done this, they already continue to do this every day and find new and new and new leaders. Thank you to Dr. Adina for all the effort, like Gabby said, of the hard work that he has done in the continent. Susie, to the hard work you have done in Belize. Emerging countries are not easy, so kudos to you. Being a diamond in an emerging country is already a great, great work. Don't get discouraged if you stay as a diamond for a little while. That's okay. You got there. Now you go jump to the next step. We're all going to get there. And so thank you, everybody. Jesse, thank you. Thank you, Bansi, my superstar co-host as always. And Gabby, we love you so much and we appreciate you being in this meeting. So it's important, everyone, that if Gabby's here, which I'm bringing her more, as you can see, I'm letting Gabby, put in her agenda to make this meeting more and more often. I want to make sure we get here on time. And we also, like she says, bring a guest to get inspired. When do you get to talk to a multimillionaire? Do you guys realize that? Like, many people don't realize that they actually get to talk to somebody that has the house of their dreams, drives their car of their dreams, and has made the business work for them. So when do you get a chance to do that? Not a lot of times. It's like just once in a lifetime. So take advantage, and please just know that this business does work. Gabby and Dave are proof of it. Let's take our mics off to say hi to Gabby. All of you can unmute. Oops. Unmute. Oh, unmute. There we go. I'm getting it ready to unmute. And Gabby, we love you. You can take off your mics and say bye to your amazing mentor.
Thank you all. It's the last 2 days of the month, and we're going into June. So, let's go out there and share our products, share our opportunity. Let's do it. Send some hearts, and I'm closing. Gabby, thank you.
Thanks, Gabby. Bye.
Bye, Dr.
Bye.
Thank
Thank you very much. Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Betsy. Bye, Margaret. Bye, everybody. Good. We love you, Gabby. See you in a little while.
All right. See you at 1.